My name is Heinz Araque, and this is my Milestone 2 progress check, technical video summary. So first of all, let me talk about the user stories that I work for this week. The basic ones are: the system must have web server, the system must handle basic routing of incoming requests, system must use a visual framework, and the system will display a /create user level. All of these user experience features and user stories I finished. So let me walk you through my tech demo, my technical the video summary, and explain more or less what did I do. So first of all, I created my own API. This API is going to be in charge of handling every income that it's gonna be in charge of handling the communication with the database. For this, I use SQLize or SQL, and I have a model called users, and here, well, I have all the requirements for my users. So in my client folder, I'm using the same. For both, I'm using the Express framework. So let me run both of them. So if I go to npm run dev, it's gonna use it concurrently, and it's gonna run my client server and my API server. So if we go here to my client and we go to app, we can see here we have controllers. I have my public controllers or my routes. I have a create user route, which this one is created in order to demonstrate that I can show the user level. I have a landing page, and for my visual framework engine that I'm gonna be using Pug. So let's go here to the browser. If you go to local host 3000, which is my client side, you can see here my client listening on port 3000. So here's my landing page. It's just simple, just to demonstrate that I have a visual engine working. If you can see here, I might use with Pug. If we have to index here, you can see that I'm using my templating engine is Pug, and my directory where all my views are gonna be here in this folder. And well, I have my public router, my public routes or controllers where like I can go to those routes and basically navigate through my web app. Next, for my next my next user story, I'm gonna have to use Postman. So okay, so if I go here to localhost 3000 /new, and then I pass, let's say, let's change this username to Fondalala, name Fonda, J Fonda, the example, same password, doesn't matter. If we send, we receive the ID. We receive the ID. I set it up that way, but I can also, if we go here, let me explain how I did it. So basically here, my public route, I set up, well, in my client side, I set up Axios to help me connect to another, to make to make API requests to other APIs. I set it up to be kind of like a secure connection with my localhost 4000. Here in my public route, as you see here, I grab all the information I need from the request body, and then I grabbed data, and I basically use the API to send this information to this route over here in my API. So if we go to my API here, app, and we go to controllers and public, we have a route called post. Sorry, we have a route post called create, which is the same one I send it to here in my client. If I can find my controllers, yeah. Here you see in post request API post to create. We go here to public. Right here we grab the information again, and basically we just insert it into the database, all the information, and then basically what I grab here, or what I'm sending back, is the new user ID. So if we go here to my controllers, you can see here that I'm just basically displaying the data that it sends back, which is the ID. But I can easily change that to the level of the user, and it will display that. If we go here to Postigo, and we go to localhost, and we go to debatable, and then we go to users, you can see here the 2 users I created. Obviously I have to work more on the password. You can see here the level. Also, if we go here to my models in users, you can see here the default level for user the default level is 0. So basically every user that creates an account, it starts at level 0, and then while posting and kind of like participating and checking the resource and stuff, they will be leveling up throughout the app until they reach a point where they can start debating, and so on and so forth. So yeah, this is my technical video. I have my database. I'm using SQLizer to connect to my database. I'm using SQL. Yeah, and I'm using my own API, and I'm creating a client side where I'm using Pug. So I guess that's it. So far I haven't had any technical difficulties. It was more doing the research on how to get Axios to work. Also, there's this thing called cross-origin resource sharing, which basically I'm using in my API to allow it to basically receive, like it says here, receive permission to get access from said other places, other web apps and stuff like that. So yeah, this is my application so far. So thank you very much, and goodbye.